Shalom, shalom, giving all honor and praise to the Most High and the Son, Yahushua. We are the God to the Most High, come to you on the Sabbath day to get edified in the Lord's name. The name of the class today is called Building a Great House. It's a beautiful thing, man, that the Lord gives us opportunity, and it's true, to do thus said the Lord. But it's always a great opportunity that we can come and serve the Lord. That's why in every class, just think about, and I want brothers and sisters to keep this in mind while you're in the truth. Every class that you sit in, whether the class cuts you up or is edifying, all the classes to build your spirit. A lot of the classes, every class that I do, and I tell brothers and sisters this all the time, every class I do it about myself. So when you say you made a class about me, I made a class about me too. So don't feel no type of way because the class is definitely about me too, right? This is how we build our spirit up in this truth. Because I'm how I'm gonna deal with this for you and not deal one for myself, right? This is all it's gonna be, right? There ain't no substitute for this, right? Let's go to Romans, chapter 15, class, verse 4. Class and precept. This is for brothers that like to do classes, the brothers that strive to do classes, brothers that's already doing classes, they already know Romans 15 and 4 is a classic precept. Because this is the building point of a lot of classes. Romans 15 and 4, brothers, make sure y'all have that understanding. Romans 15 and 4 is a good building point for a lot of classes. For almost all classes. Right?
Read it. It's the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So this is what this Bible is predicated on, right? The things that were written aforetime. So we can be able to go back and look at those things and see what our forefathers did right and what our forefathers did wrong. So we can try to discern spirits that we see on a day-to-day basis. So if we be around, say for instance, we around a brother and he does a certain thing, like dang, I've seen it happen in the truth 2 times. I've seen it happen in the truth 3 times. And I've seen the end of that thing. I've seen the end of that thing 3 times in a row happen the same way. You got to almost believe that it's going to happen that way when you see that same spirit again. This is going back to help brothers and sisters to discern spirits in this truth. So when sisters dealing with sisters, trying sisters to be your friends, or brothers trying brothers to be your friends, or sisters and brothers trying each other, if you can't catch on to the spirit and see what that spirit have done before and see the end of it, then you will always be lost in the truth. Come. That's how we got to make sure we grow in this truth, because a lot of times brothers and sisters don't get it. That's why they say the things are written aforetime is written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures have hope. Have hope for what? Have hope for what?
Salvation.
Salvation, kingdom come, right? For the kingdom of heaven, right? These are the things we have built us up in this truth. Go to Colossians 3 real quick. These are things that build us up in this truth. And if we can't learn how to build in this truth, get what you're going to do. You'll just not hit spiritual ceiling. And when a brother or a sister hit a spiritual ceiling, guess what they're going to do? Bump their head to do what? Come right back down. Right? Colossians 3, go to verse 23. I know it's concerning marriage, right? But it's touch on something, though. Verse 23.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 23. And whatsoever ye do it heartily,
right?
As to the Lord.
As to the Lord. Read.
And not unto men.
So this is coming in, like you say, into this truth. Or maintaining in the truth. Being in the truth on a day-to-day basis. Brothers and sisters got to make sure that when you in this truth, you doing this for the Lord and not for nothing else. Because a lot of times people be in this truth and you think that I got to be in this truth because my wife here. Or I got to be in the truth because my husband here. But what if your wife don't come? What if your husband don't come? Is you still gonna be in this truth?
That's right.
What about your children? What about mom and dad, brother and sister? What about granny? But don't nobody talk about my granny. We can't see papers right now. They ready to get the fade, right? Oh, well, granny. But granny sometimes don't want this truth. But she gonna have to deal with the Lord on that. That ain't your fight. You just did what the Lord told you to do. You introduced her. But if she don't want it, what can you do? You gonna whoop granny ass and say, granny, you gonna be in this truth. No, you're not. You're not gonna do granny like that. You gonna talk to Big Mama the best way you can, and if she can't get it, pray to the Lord that she can, right? They said whatever you do in this truth, you got to do it wholeheartedly. This is how you got to be able to perform in this truth, because a lot of times, brothers, when you go to Matthew chapter 6, talking about laying up treasures for the kingdom of heaven. This is laying up treasures for yourself. I don't know if brothers understood that. But you laying up treasures for yourself, not for nobody else. This is your treasure that you laying up, right? Oh, brothers and sisters, understand it. You laying it up for your nation, but you laying it up for yourself too, right? Because when the wiles of the devil comes around, guess what? When it talks about arms and how arms help you survive through a lot of things. Come on, brothers. Yeah, I want you to tune in with it. Right? Verse 24.
Verse 24. Know that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance.
Right, read.
For ye shall serve the Lord Christ.
So we building up ourselves and serve our Lord to all of this, to do good in the truth, to give alms, to fast, to pray. All these things are we doing this so we can go serve Christ. Be up under a righteous king. And then you got to worry about going to work for a so-called Edomite or another nation that's going to rule over you with record. And don't care if you're young or old. Guess what? He wanted all, socks and drawers, toenails and hairs. He wanted all. Everything you got to give, he wanted it. But when we got our righteous king on there judging us righteously, guess what? Defending us righteously, we ain't got to worry about it. All right?
Get a quick reset right quick. How many times have we said this? And we said this a lot. When we was in the world, man, didn't we go hard for the world? We went hard for the world, man. If we was in these streets, we was really in the streets, right? Going hard for the street corners and the colors, right? If we was going to the club, we put on the best gear to go to the club. We went and got our best outfits. We went and got dressed and prepped up immaculate to go out and be seen. Now the Bible is saying whatever we do harder, we have to do that same thing for the Lord, man. We got to go even harder for the Lord, man. And I can even attest that we can all go further than we are going, right? The Lord gives us this grace. We can always go a little further, do a little more, be a little more attentive, read more, study more. Let's go to our 43 and 30. We can all do that. We can all attest to that, right? Even me, myself. I know that I can do more for the Lord. Let's go to the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, and the Apocrypha, 43 and 30. We say this all the time. We always know we put on the best. We jump fly. You know, here's how we gonna do, man. We're gonna do it hard for the world. We gotta go 10 times harder for the Lord. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 30. Read on. When ye glorify the Lord, exalt him as much as you can. Exalt him as much as you can. Right? With as much breath as the Lord gives you, you ought to be exalting the Lord. Right? The time that he gives you, the grace that he's given us today, yesterday, days to come, if we obtain it. We got to exalt the Lord as much as we possibly can. Man, read on. For even yet will he far exceed. And that is heavy, man. As much as we glorify the Lord, he will far exceed the expectations that you are looking for if you glorify the Lord. Right? We talk about blessings. we don't even understand the blessings that the Lord can we can't even comprehend the blessings that the Lord can put upon us, man. If we go hard in the paint for the Lord like we did for the world, man. And when you exalt him, put forth all your strength, some of your strength, all your strength. We can all attest that we can all give a little more, man. Right? I used to lift weights all the time, and when I lift weights by myself, I couldn't go as hard as I wanted to. But now that I got brothers around me, they go push me. They go carry the weight a little bit for me that I can do a little 5 or 10 extra reps. Right? This is what the congregating together is for. This puts it all in perspective now. Give all your strength. Now I'm able to do a little more because now I have the strength. And guess what? I got brothers and sisters that have the strength as well with me, man. Right? And I get stronger by that, man. Read that again now. Put forth all your strength, and be not weary. And guess what? We can't be weary in this walk. Right? We can't be worried about the cares of the world. We just talked about it. Because if you get weary, the cares of the world, what will it do, Brother Keith? And what the scripture said to do. We camp one-on-one. I was on the phone. Then he was asking the 4 type Israelites, what the cares of the world will do? And his brother helped keep that. It said to do what? It said it'll choke you out. Right? Weariness. It'll choke you out, man. It is truth, man. Worried about everything else. Go ahead, Doc. For ye can never go far enough. Because it's never far enough that we can go for the Lord. That last part is heavy, man. It's never enough that we can do for the Lord. It's always places to gain, right? Places to excel, right? More study habits, right? Get better understanding of the Word of God. We can never go far enough for the Lord. So when we do this thing, like you said, Colossians, you got to do it heartily for the Lord, man, right? Go ahead, Doc.
Let's go to Luke chapter 17 and verse 20. Because I was touching on, you can't go far enough for the Lord, right? You can't. How could you compare yourself to a person that gave you breath when you sleep? You know what I'm saying? There's no comparison, right? And he said, even an atheist, if they get in the car wreck and they get their leg lodged up against that door, they can't get it out. They be like, oh God, help me get this leg out. They still need them too. They can play that game all you want to, but it's something got to be raising that son up and putting it back down. So let's go to Luke 17 and verse 20.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 17 and verse 20. And when it was demanded of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of God should come.
So they was asking Christ, when shall the kingdom of God come? Read.
He answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation.
What does that mean to brothers? What does that mean to brothers?
You're not asking a question.
Huh?
You're not asking a question.
No.
You ain't gonna know.
He said the kingdom of God is not coming by observation. What does that mean?
Can't see it. Huh? Can't really see it.
You can't see it, but it's more.
No, it's in you.
It's more than that. Meaning, I'm going to help you close out. Meaning you're going to have to work for it.
That's right.
You can't be sitting on your hands just waiting for the kingdom of heaven to come. No, you're going to have to put in work for this to get to that. If we just read that we just going to have to work to serve the Lord. If we know we're going to have to work to serve him, what you think you ain't going to do no work till you make it to him? It don't go that way, right? You're going to have to do work before you make it to where you're going. Everybody that got a job, they went hunted for their job. Then once they hunted to get their job, then they started to do more work as they got the job, right? This is how the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up for us too, right?
Even in that word, the word observation means to what? To look, to watch. Meaning you just not going to watch your way into the kingdom. Like Captain Jeremiah saying, you have to literally put the work in as well. You have to do the work.
Right? You got to put in work. It's no way around a person not trying to put in the work. Because all the treasure that you lay up in this truth is going to be for you. You can put in less as you want, or you can put in much as you want. But brothers and sisters got to go and put that work in, man. It's no way around it. If you love the Lord and you know you ready to fight, you want to have to fight for something. You just can't sit up and just watch your way into the kingdom. Or I'm gonna sit on my hands until I make it. No, it don't go that way. Right? It don't come by observation, man. You got to work. Let's go to Nehemiah right quick.
Yeah, precept real quick. Go to the book of John. Even Christ was telling us these things. John chapter 6. I have to remember that precept. John chapter 6 and verse 29. Because Christ even told us. That's why it's pivotal that brothers read, get these precepts, so we can be able to give the understanding. The book of John chapter 6, verse 29. Read that one out.
John chapter 6, verse 29. And shall come forth unto the Shalaki, and shall come forth they that have done good.
6 and 29.
Shalaki, I'm at 5, my bad. John 6 and 29. Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he had sent.
It says, this is the work of God. Meaning Christ was letting us know that it is a work that we must do in the truth. That's no doubt about it. Christians want to say faith without works, or they want to just say faith, but even James cut that to shreds. Read that again from the top.
The book of John, chapter 6, verse 29. Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, this is the work of God, that ye believe on him whom he had sent.
So Christ is letting us know it's a work that you must do to get to the kingdom, along with what? Matthew 19:16, Mark chapter 13, you got Luke chapter 10. Brothers should know those precepts. Go ahead,
Become.
But he said that you shall believe on him. Christians will say, oh yeah, I believe. Where will we take it? Sirach 32 and 24, all praises, Lord. Because believing is an action word. Believing is just not actually believing, but putting forth effort towards it. It's work in believing, right? You would take him to Sirach 32 and 24, man. He that believeth on me, what? Believes on the scriptures, man. The commandments, keep the commandments. All praise. So that's good. That's where you always want to be. Because we'll pull this precept and somebody say, well, oh yeah, I believe. Oh yeah, I believe. And we got to show them what believing really is. Go ahead,
Watch this. Go to Micah chapter 4. Micah chapter 4 in verse 10.
The book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth.
So he said, be in pain and in labor to bring forth, meaning you will go through things in this truth. Right? And it said, be in pain and labor, meaning what? While you going through stuff, you still got to put the work in. Right? You still got to be laboring. You still got to be going through whatever you're going through, you still got to be trying to make time for it. Right? But read.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion.
So just to let you know that it's talking about Israel, man. Right? It's talking about Israel. It's talking about a woman that's bringing forth a child, right? Or she in labor, right? Read.
God. Like a woman in travail.
Like a woman in travail, read.
For now shalt thou go forth out of the city.
Read on.
And thou shalt dwell in the field.
And thou shalt dwell in the field, read.
And thou shalt go even to Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered.
So guess what? Like the Lord said, after you be in pain, after you bring forth your labor, after you in labor, after you do all your work, then that's when you'll be delivered. Then that's when the king come back to deliver us. But you have to be putting the work in to get to that point. Right? It says you're going to be like, I know men, guess what? We don't understand a woman's birth. But sometimes your stomach be hurt bad enough. You feel like you got the contraction. We don't know, man. Your stomach be messed up sometimes. No, but we don't understand how bad a woman hurts in a labor, but the Most High God understood. But you need to be thinking upon them things like a woman, how bad she hurts in labor. This is how bad you gonna go. The things you go through in this truth, it's gonna be tough. But at the end, when you be delivered, this is what we've been striving for: the deliverance, the salvation, right out of those things, man. On the other side of it, right? Read.
Come. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon.
Right?
There shalt thou be delivered.
So guess what? After we do our labor, he said, there shall we be delivered. Right here was where we're going to be delivered at. Right? So don't think that you got to do some kind of flee to another country. No, right here. Wherever you at, guess what? Wherever you at keeping these commandments, wherever you at doing that work, the Lord going to deliver you right there. Right? After you leave out of the city, going to the field. Meaning when you leave out of the city, when you're going to leave out of the city, going into the field, what are you doing in the field? Just walking in the field? Are you planting in the field? What are you doing in the field? You're laboring in the field. Right? Read.
Come. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies.
So the Lord gonna redeem us out of the hand of our enemies, man. It's something we need to be thinking about, man. Right? It's something that we need to really wrap our minds around. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 6. Nehemiah chapter 6, man. We'll start it from the top, man. Verse 11.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 6, and verse 1. Now it came to pass with Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem and Arabia and the rest of our enemies heard.
And the rest of our enemies heard. They heard that that Nehemiah was going to try to build a wall. They heard that they was going back because what happened? What happened before Nehemiah tried to build a wall? What happened? What's the history of it? You got what? Before that, what happened? Why did they have to build a wall up? Why did they have to build a wall up? They came and destroyed everything. So they was going back to do building. Brothers and sisters, bring it up into today's time. Our heritage that they destroyed. Think about this. So when you want, brothers and sisters, when you read it, to get a vision. Don't just read it, not have a vision of what it's going into. Because it's hard for you to precept upon precept in this Bible if you don't have a vision of what the storyline is going into. You got to have some kind of vision to see a storyline. You got to have some kind of vision to precept upon precept the Bible. You just can't say, well, I guess it just sounds like, but what the context is, brother. You could be talking about a cow dung versus a man dung. But you don't know. Right? This is something that we need to think about, though. But watch this, though. Read.
Come. Verse 1 from the top. Now it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem and Arabia and the rest of our enemies heard that I had built the wall, and that there was no breach left therein.
Read.
Though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates.
So guess what? Nehemiah was in full effect trying to do what? Build a wall and prepare the breaches. Any holes, any place that a person get in, he's trying to repair those things. Right? Go read.
That Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, come, let us meet together in one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief.
So they thought to do Nehemiah mischief, going into the children of Israel. So they thought to do them mischief, right? Read.
And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down.
Right?
Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it, and come down to you?
Right, read.
Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner.
So he was trying to send messengers down there to stop Nehemiah from doing the work. All these wicked men of these other nations was trying to get Nehemiah from doing the work. They kept sending people down into Nehemiah to try to stop him. Right? Watch this, though. Read on.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Then sent Samuel his servant unto me in like manner the fifth time, with an open letter in his hand,
Right?
wherein was written, it is reported among the heathen.
It was reported among the heathens, read.
And Yashmu said that thou and the Jews think to rebel.
So guess what? When they see you keeping the commandments, this is how they feel about you. They feel like you trying to rebel. Oh, nigga, I want you to work on Saturday, nigga. Negro, hey, you can come to this Christmas party, nigga. Right? Like, this is what they think you trying to rebel. Hey, come to such birthday party. They think you trying to rebel. Not just the other nations, your own people. When you don't do it, they think you rebel. Who is this nigga think he is? Who is this nigga on that day? He think he's too good. Right? They think you trying to rebel against them. Right? The same spirit the heathens got, the same spirit carried over to our people, because guess what? We thought the heathen had the choice of everything, and we wanted to be like them. That's why the Lord says in Proverbs, what, chapter 3, I ain't been on it in a long time. Envy thou not thy presence. Read 31. What's up? Holy but a good one, boy. Right? Read.
Verse 6. So like verse
7.
And thou also come, and thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, there is a king in Judah, and now shall be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together.
So they try to allow Nehemiah to come out. Hey, man, if you don't come down, we're going to tell him it's a king in Jerusalem. Right? They just basically just sitting up and just put a bad report out on Nehemiah. But read on.
Come, verse 8. Then I said unto him, saying, there are no such thing done as thou sayest.
So just like Nehemiah said, man, hey, man, stop lying. What you saying, that's not what I'm doing. Right? He just corrected him like, no, brother, y'all trying to put the game. Y'all playing the game. I ain't doing none of this stuff y'all saying, man.
Right.
Right? Or read on.
But thou feignest them out of thine own heart.
He said, you make this up out of your own mouth. Right? Saying these things about me. I ain't say none of those things. Just like we put it up into modern day, what do you think they say about us in this truth?
Right.
They just make up stuff about us, man. Hey, man, they out here cussing folks out and killing people. Come on, man.
Terrorists.
They just make up everything, man. So we can't think it's strange that they do these things. Go ahead,
Burning manures in our yard, the manure selected, the manure in our yard, all type of things, man. And I know I'm probably gonna touch on it. Go ahead.
Because you can
Let me get First Ezra, chapter
5 and 7.
Yeah, you already know. We in the spirit, man. We need Bruce to be rolling in that spirit. Even like Captain Jeremiah is going over, y'all see how the class is building up. You see the points that he touched on. He need to be ready to add unto the word. First Ezra, chapter 7, and start at verse 72. 5, like y'all. Thanks, y'all. First Ezra, chapter 5, verse 72. The book of First Ezra, chapter 5, verse 72. But the heathen of the land, lying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea. That's what they're doing, Sambalat. Read on up. And holding them straight, hindered their building. They trying to stop the building. They want to stop the building of brothers and sisters getting woke up, coming back to their heritage, keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and the faith in Yahweh. Shall read on up. Hindered their building. Hindered the building. Read on up. And by their secret plots and popular persuasion. And by their secret plots. I'm going to see if a brother is paying attention. What was the secret plot that we just read? Who knows? Raise your hand. I literally just read it. What was the secret plot? Bruce ain't paying attention. What you got, Brother Balak?
Nehemiah 6 and 6.
That they were trying to do what?
Saying that they think to rebel.
That's right. That they were trying to rebel. That we were trying to rebel. We ain't rebelling. We're just rebuilding our wall. That was the secret plot and the popular persuasion. Bring it up to today. That's why they try to turn public opinion against us. That's what YouTube is about. That's what TikTok is about. But the Israelites battling their butts back on that thing, man. But we don't, ultimately these things don't come to a head, man. Read on in 1 Ezra chapter 5, verse 73. Come. And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotion. And what? And commotion. Because we hear the commotions that they talking about us, man. But these things ain't gonna stand. Read on up. Come. They hindered the finishing of the building all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building from the space of 2 years. You see how long these heathens stopped us from building? For 2 whole years. Guess what, man? We can't have that going on in these times, man. Because even like I said, you laying up churches for yourself. If you stop the building, how you gonna lay up churches for yourself? We don't come. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius. Man, that was a time period, man. Go ahead.
But you got to think also, if they did this for 2 years, then you think they wasn't trying to keep on doing it within those 2 years? They keep on going until they got somebody else in office and say, oh, okay, we're gonna try keep on, they gotta keep on trying. Right? Because sometimes that thing can get hindered until you find open. What it say, you can get a whole bunch of no's, you just need one yes. Right? But some people turn around on the first no and then that's it. Right? Go ahead.
Jump over to read this verse 86 and 27. The book of 1 Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 27. And also he commanded that Syrians, the governor of Syria, and Phoenice, and Sathrabuzanes, and their companions, and those which were appointed rulers in Syria, and Phoenice should be careful. They should be what? Should be careful on, but they already know. He giving them that decree, but he said, hey, man, y'all go amongst the Jews, man. Y'all need to be careful, man. Right? Make sure you be careful. We're going to try to bring secret plots and put things up on them. But hey, be careful. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Should be careful not to meddle with the place, but suffer Zerubbabel, the servant of the Lord, and governor of Judea, and the elder of the Jews, to build the house of the Lord in that place.
So it was a decree given that they should be careful, man, right? That they should, in fact, live to the finish, but hey, we're going to try to bring secret plots at the same time, but make sure you be careful, man, right? And doing something. Because, and that's the heavy point that I made, man. They hindered us from building for 2 years, man. Bring it up to today. What if Donald Trump and them made a decree, man, that we could gather together on the Sabbath, that if we did, we'd be supposed to be taught to be put in prison houses? Just think if you couldn't come in this classroom for 2 years. Who would still be in this truth, man? Who would still be pushing hard as they could, man? Studying, right? 2 years, that's hard on any nation, man. That's what they did to our nation. That's why we lost our nationality. That's why we lost our heritage. Bring it up to today. I always bring it up to today. What they hindered us from congregating for 2 years, man? Would you still be in the truth? Would you still go on for the Lord? Would you still put righteous rehearsals for the Lord? Or would you fall and say, well, you know, I ain't gonna really do no tabernacle. I ain't gonna really do no tabernacle this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna chill on it, right? That's heavy, man. That's hard. That's something to think about, man. Right? He hindered us from building for 2 years. They trying to hinder us from building right now. Waking you brothers and sisters up. Go ahead, man. Yeah, that was it. That was it on
Big gun. Let's go back to Nehemiah chapter 6. Make sure you brothers write them precepts down, man. I'm talking about them precepts should be back and forth. Like, because it's telling you what literally the storyline of. Right? That's how you link up precepts, brothers. Verse 9.
Come. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 6 and verse 9. For they all made us afraid, saying, their hands shall be weakened from the work that it be not done.
Right.
Now, therefore, O God, strengthen my hands.
So guess what? You see how Nehemiah he's showing y'all how to do these things. When they try to hinder the work, guess what you should be doing? Lord, strengthen my hand. Or Lord, strengthen my spirit. Brothers and sisters, understand it. Strengthen my spirit. This is the time for brothers and sisters to get their spirit strengthened. Because there's a lot of stuff around you going to hinder you to try to do this work. It's out here, man. And you think these spirits ain't ramping up higher and higher and higher. Yes, they gonna come. Hey, we are in a valley of dry bones, man. Right? This is pure. Guess what? The shadow of death. This is a real thing. This is what we walk through. I'm talking about on a day-to-day basis. From in your home to in your car, when you listen to the radio, when you walk forward, guess what? Going in the grocery store is the valley of the shadow of death. Everywhere we go, it's not letting up. So we got to keep on pushing. We're going to have to keep working, man. Nehemiah says, strengthen my hands, because he was doing what? He was doing the work. He didn't want to be feeble because what they were saying against him, because he already know they was going to make an evil report against him. They had already seen what they was doing. And because he confronted the dude like, bro, what you said, that ain't nothing I said. Right? Because we're going to read on verse 10.
Verse 10. Afterward, I came into the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabel, who was shut up. And he said, let us meet together in the house of God within the temple, and let's shut the doors of the temple, for they will come to slay you. Yea, in the night will they come to slay you.
So they said, they was talking about coming to slay who? Nehemiah. The person that was ready to do the work. What do you think they're going to try to come and do for you? Man, if we ain't so cool, if we ain't close to Jacob trouble, then what the hell you think we in? Well, this thing is, hey, it's knocking it out. It's knocking at everybody's door. And it's not letting up. Esau, guess what? The more, when you think they're not seeing the pushback of the Israelites on the internet, guess what? Battling on Clubhouse, battling on TikTok, battling on social media. You think they not tired of that thing? Because they know that we still enough, we still the elect, and the Lord raised up the 144. It's going to be trouble.
That's right.
They know it's going to be trouble. They got to try to. They want to shut this work down. So if we shut this work down, guess what's going to happen? We can extend our time on this earth without rain. Can't extend nothing, man. They can't. The train already moved. That's what Nehemiah said. No, the train is moving. That's why he said, strengthen my hand, because the train is moving. Right? So we got to be able to start trusting the Lord, because we don't trust him. Yeah, we need to start trusting him. Right? Let's read on. Now watch this.
Verse 11. And I said, should such a man as I flee?
So he says, should such a man as I flee, read?
And who is there that being as I am would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in.
Right, read on.
And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him.
So guess what? He said, man, I know who it did. He said, they conspired against me. You got to think. Well, Nehemiah had a warrior spirit, man. He know who did it. Guess what? And guess what? He said, I ain't bothered about it. I know who's doing this. I know who's doing this against me, right? Jump down to verse 18.
Verse 18. For there were many in Judah sworn unto him, because he was a son-in-law of Shechaniah, the son of Arah, the son of Johanan, had taken the daughter of Meshullam, and the son of Berechiah. Right. Also, they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him, and Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear.
So they try to steal, even though Nehemiah was still trying to do the work. They kept trying to send letters out, kept sending messages to try to keep putting them in fear. What do you think they're gonna be doing? What do you think they're doing now? Guess what? The funny thing about it, I'm gonna show y'all how this thing goes. I got one letter with my government name in Hebrew Israelite. Don't you know I got almost all my letters come in the mail, my government name with almost Hebrew Israelite behind that mother. You think that's gonna bother me? What do you think this? You think it's not gonna come to you? You think the alphabet boys not watching everybody? Every one of the alphabet boys watching every one of us. You think you being at the job and think a brother can't, you think they not sniffing you out? You think they not sniffing you sisters out? Y'all got them head wraps on and them dresses. This sister wear a damn dress every day. What's wrong with this damn sister wearing a dress every day? She got some, what is them little dangling things on your skirt, sister? You think they not watching that thing? Because guess what some brothers play? Some brothers, they think you're supposed to blend in with the people. Blend in. Blend in. See what the Lord says. Go to Matthew chapter 5 right quick. All right, good. Was it? Matthew chapter 5 and verse, what we at? Give me the precept, right? What we at? Matthew 5 what? 14. We start 14. Go ahead.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world, a city that is set on a hill.
It said, ye are the light of the world, a city that's set on a hill. If you set a city on the hill, what can you do to the city? If you set that city on the hill, and when them lights and stuff, you can see that city from afar because it's on the hill. It's standing high. Right? The light that's set on the hill, then what?
Cannot be hid.
You can't hide it. So that's what the truth about, man. You don't hide this thing. It is what it is. What do you think? What do you think when they, after Christ died, they see Peter? They pointed, they said, there you go, he was with Christ too. Right? They said, no. Peter said, no. He said, no, there you go. He's right there. Peter said, no. But the Lord told him he was going to deny him how many times? 3 times. He told him it's going to happen. If it's on you, they going to see it. Brother, if you ain't got that spirit on you, they can't see that in you. They can't see it in you. They should be able to see something on you. Get what? That's just, you should be going around your folks and they should feel like, hey, is this nigga crazy? They should feel that. If they not feeling that from you, then hey, you might need to work on that thing a little bit harder. Right? They should feel it. Get what? I ain't telling you to tear their head off, but they should feel it. You're like, no, man. Well, I was going to call you, man, but I know you don't be on that type of time. Okay, appreciate that, brother. Get what? You should pat, hey, big old pat on your back, brothers and sisters. Big pat on your back when they call you. I was going to call you, but I know you don't pat yourself on the back. I appreciate that. I appreciate you not calling me because you know I ain't going to do that. Right? I'll praise the Most High. Read that.
Verse 15. Neither do men light a candle.
Neither do men light a candle. Read
and put it under a bushel.
You cannot put this thing on a bushel, man. Right? Read.
But on a candlestick.
But on a candlestick is where you'll see it. Read.
And it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
And it's going to give light to the house, man. This is what we're supposed to do. Man, do you think, well, I still step in places in Arkansas and I just be laughing. I be laughing. You ain't got to say nothing. But you don't want me to say nothing either. Right? It's funny. You ain't got to say nothing, but you don't want me to say nothing. Oh, man, he on that again. Yeah, I'm on that again. Yeah. But the Lord told me to do that. You think I need to listen to you? Or you think I need to listen to the Lord? Bro? But the Lord gave us instructions on how to do things. 2, 3 times. We got that money still. They reject it. You can't keep beating nobody across the head 2-3 times. Hey, that's what it tells us in Titus, ain't it? Let's go back. Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 7. Let's jump down to verse 1.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now it came to pass when the wall was built, and I set up the doors, and the porters, and the singers, and the Levites were appointed.
Read that again from the top.
Nehemiah chapter 7 and verse 1. Now it came to pass when the wall was built. When the what was built? When the wall was built.
Hey, so we see it Nehemiah and the Bruise. Guess where they got that thing done? They got the wall built. They are doing what? Resetting the what? The foundation. Guess what? Protecting, giving, putting forth the hedge. For what? The hedge is made for what? For protection. They setting up the hedge, they building the foundation. Guess what? They put these things back to work. So we see that, guess what? You have to overcome the trials, the tribulations, the popular persuasion. Other nations trying to hinder the work, but you still have to do what? Get the job done through all that. Go ahead, Doc.
Man, read that again. Because that's heavy. That's heavy, man. You see, like I was saying in chapter 6, what they tried to do. But then you see, guess what? Nothing stopped him. Nothing stopped him. They kept working, man. They kept working. Nothing stopped them. Then after, but the work wasn't done. When you think it's complete, it's not done. It's still more to do because the king ain't came back yet. Well, so you better get it. There's still more to do. It's just like you being in a marriage. You think, boy, I tried this sister. You think 2 years down the line, you ain't got to keep trying them? So it's just like you can. I've been with my wife 26 years, and I don't know everything about her. And if I say I do, I'm lying. Everybody, my mother and father, they stayed married for 49 years before my pops died. Guess what? 40-some years before my pops died. Do you think he died knowing everything about my mom? No. It didn't work that way. And brothers, I'm gonna tell you, if you think you know everything about the woman, your ass is lost in the mud. Well, you don't know the half of it. You don't know the half of it. You think you know everything about a woman, you done lost your mind. All these brothers sitting up here, y'all sitting up here paying attention. These sisters over here thinking about 10,000 things over here. Sisters, am I lying? You thinking about one. I'm trying to help you brothers out on some stuff. Because you sit there watching TV and she's thinking about 1,000 things. She just ask you a weirdo question. You're like, where the hell you get that from? Because she got 1,000 things on her mind. Brothers don't think it's strange. Guess who? The Lord said He's going to use them. Those spirits going to use them. That's why they minds being like this, brothers. Brothers act like y'all don't be understanding it. Right? Brothers act like you don't understand it. You be like, damn, no, you better understand it. Because after that work is done, you got more work to do. It's not settled. It's not settled. There's still more to do. Right? Still more to do. Right? Let's go back. Nehemiah chapter 7.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 7 and verse 1. Now it came to pass when the wall was built. And I had set up the doors, and the porters, and the singers, and the Levites were appointed.
And he said they were appointed. Right? Once he got things in order, what did he do? He said things they appointed them. Right? But if you look at Nehemiah, you'll see a genealogy. You see a genealogy because he did what? He did a census. He did. If you go down, you'll see a census. He did a genealogy, right? He did some kind of census for Israel. Jump down to verse 67. No, jump down to verse 7.
Verse 70. And some of the chief of the fathers gave unto the work. That, so like the Tersheth Athah gave to the treasure.
Some of them gave, he said some of the chief of the fathers, they gave to the work, meaning they contribute to the work. Right? Read.
1,000 drams of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. And some of the chief of the fathers.
Hold on. I want you to understand this. They even gave priest garments. Well, I don't know if you knew how heavy that thing was. Just like we read in verse 1 that he had appointed Levites, they even gave, just to make sure the Levites and stuff was covered up in the priestly garments, not having any old thing on because the order was set. You got to think how brothers and strategic brothers be thinking in a walk of building. It ain't just a one-way deal. Okay, you connect this line with this line, and you'll know. I'm talking about strategically planning this thing. Dang, I said that word. I finally got that word out good, man. All praises, man. Right? I'm trying to, Captain, then now you got the word, man. He got the word. I can't do it, right? What are you talking about? Read on. Watch this. Come on there. Read.
Verse 71. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to the treasure of the work.
Right.
20,000 drams of gold.
20,000 drams of gold. Read.
And 2,200 pounds of silver.
And 2,200 pounds of silver. Read.
And that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams of gold.
So everybody was putting into work. They not just put into work, but guess what they did? They gave on to the work. They was laying this. I'm telling you something. When you in order with the Lord, man, I'm telling you, man, it's a well-oiled machine, man. I'm talking about this thing. Bless you. This thing is a well-oiled machine, man. Right? But watch this reading.
God. And verse 72 from the top, and that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams of gold, and 2,000 pounds of silver, and 7 priest garments.
So guess what, David? It said the chief of the people contributed, and it said, and the rest of the people contributed. Not just the leaders, but everybody contributed to make sure that the work was done and the order was set. Everybody contributed, man. That's when you see the real love of Israel, man. This shows real love, man. This shows real dedication to your nation when everybody on one accord trying to make sure this thing happens. Right? Watch this read.
Verse 73. So the priests and the Levites and the porters and the singers and some of the people and the Nethinim and all Israel dwelt in their cities.
They dwelt in their cities, read.
And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their city.
Watch this. Jump over chapter 11. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all brothers something. Get there, I'll read.
I started at the top.
Yeah.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 11 and verse 1. And the rulers of the people dwelt in Jerusalem.
And the rulers of the people. So, think about this. It said the rulers of the people had dwelt in Jerusalem. It's going to start setting an area where people are supposed to go to live. Y'all just got finished. Y'all got to think. They just built the wall. Now it's time to rebuild what? The city. So now they got to build their houses. They got to build everything back up again. Bros, think about this. What they doing? They literally going back building their houses in their city. It said the rulers, they dwelt in Jerusalem. You think about all the stuff that they gave, all the gold and the silver and the priestly garments and all this stuff. They had to give all this stuff to try to help build the city back up again. Right? But read.
The rest of the people also cast lots.
So the rest of the people did what? They said they cast lots. Right? meaning had a council or they came to some kind of decision on who's gonna stay in Jerusalem and who's not gonna be in Jerusalem.
Right.
Right? But read it.
To bring one of the 10 to dwell in Jerusalem, the holy city, and 9 parts to dwell in other cities.
So y'all see how they go. You got the main part for the rulers, and everybody else stay around the city. Right? Read on.
And the people blessed all the men that willingly offered themselves to dwell at Jerusalem.
You see that? The people that was willingly offered, they said the people blessed them. They made sure they was good, but was meaning who was the one, some of the main people who was tell me plain. The chief priests and what else? No, chief priests, the elders, and the Levites. Right? The Levites. They had to make sure they was good. And the people that was willingly, they willingly offered to them, that was going into the Levites. You brothers understand it. That's why they offered the priestly garments and all of that, right? That was a part of it. Why you think they offered all the different rams? Because these things was for what? Sacrifice. Brothers understand it. Right? Read on.
Now these are the chief of the province that dwelt in Jerusalem. But the chiefs in the cities of Judah dwelt every one in his possession in their cities.
Right?
To wit, Israel, the priests and the Levites, and the Nethinims, and the children of Solomon's servants.
Y'all see how they go? They made it plain. Who was in Jerusalem? They made it plain for brothers, right? This is how we gotta think when we trying to set this thing up, man. Jump over to chapter 12, verse 44.
Book of Nehemiah, chapter 12 and verse 44. And at that time were some appointed over the chambers for the treasures, for the offerings, for the first fruits, and for the tithe.
You see how they going now? I hope brothers can see it. Because when after they dedicated to the wall, after they celebrated, they got the wall built and they started to build the cities up. Now what they start doing, they start appointing the service, the stuff that people are supposed to be doing. Right? But y'all gotta think in the time of back then in Nehemiah when they trying to build houses, they gonna build the wall back up, they trying to rebuild the cities and stuff back up and get our stuff back running so we can thrive as a nation again. Y'all gotta think how hard this thing was for them to do. Imagine if they wasn't in order to do it. How can we, just like us, we gotta bring it up to now. How can we be in the truth in our own building? Trying to build right now if everybody ain't trying to build. Because some brothers, if you come into this truth and you ain't did nothing, but just be in the truth, what are you here to do? Right? What are you here to do? You ain't putting no work in. You ain't doing nothing. You've been in the truth 15 years. I still don't know what my job is. So I'm just going to sit here and I ain't going to do a damn thing because I don't know nothing. Guess what? I'm going to tell you, one of the leaders that we had back in the day, I ain't going to say his name. But I didn't understand it then because I was young in the truth. But he said, man, he was a casualty of war. And just for brothers just going back and forth, just on an argument. And I'm over trying to give you the right understanding. He's just like, I'm trying to give you the right understanding. He said, I should take a gun and just shoot you in your face, man. But you ain't no good to it. I said, dang. I know you will get up, y'all. I said, dang. But that's how crucial this thing is. When you were dealing with the prophets of old, what you think was happening? You think you were playing with them? You think anything came by reason or to you play around if you want to. All right? But I'll tell you something. It's just so happy grace and mercy is on this planet right now. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It ain't just for the people that got the spirit back on the prophets of the old. We all see the spirits on brothers that's like, dang, this brother mighty or this sister, she got a good spirit, man. Look, I'm talking about help beat spirit like a buzz. She got it on her. But you think we still got this fleshly man, but we worn like a mug. I'm talking about we worn. This dude right here that you, guess what? You look in the mirror every day. Baby might walk past you, but you still looking at the same person. Baby might say, "Ooh, hey, how you doing? Beautiful, handsome, or whatever." He might walk past you all day long, but you, the person, got to look that person in the mirror and make the decision of your life, man. To try to do the work, to do it properly or not, right? But let's read on.
Nehemiah chapter 12, verse 44 from the top. And at that time were some appointed over the chambers for the treasury.
Oh, the chambers for the treasury.
For the offering. For the first fruit.
Read on.
And for the tithe.
Read.
To gather to them out of the fields of the city.
So y'all remember, to gather to them out of the fields of the city. Wasn't you think the brothers were going into the fields just playing? No, the brothers were going into the fields of the city. Right? Read on.
Come. For the poor Salaki came to gather into them out of the fields of the cities, the portions of the law, for the priests and Levites.
For the portions of the law and the priests and Levites. I thought that man said pork, did you? What the? But you started back on, though. Read on.
The portions of the law for the priests and Levites. For Judah rejoiced for the priests and for the Levites that waited.
He said, for Judah rejoices over the priests because guess what? The priests need the protection too. Right? Let's jump over to chapter 13. I'm going to walk it down. Chapter 13, verse start at verse 7.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse 7. And I came to Jerusalem and understood of the evil that Laashael did for Tobiah in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of God.
So, man, you see how this thing going, man. We're trying to build and cleanse, then somebody set up a altar. I just wanted to do to try to hinder the work. Right, Marie?
Come. Verse 8. And it grieved me sore. Therefore I cast forth all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber.
Right, read on.
Then I commanded, when they cleansed the chamber,
That they cleanse the chamber, read.
and thither brought I in the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering and the frankincense.
So guess what? This is what we have to do sometimes. We got to clean this thing up, man.
Get these other nations out of
Well,
here.
they don't have nothing to do with this, man. That ain't nothing but hindrance for us, man.
Jump up to verse 1. Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 1. On that day, they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of God forever.
For a little while.
Forever.
Hey, you're about to touch on some heavy stuff. Meaning when we're building our thing back up, our wall, our heritage, are we allowed to make the other nations come among us? No. We literally see that in the scriptures. What law is that?
Deuteronomy 23:3.
All praise, but the spirit with that thing, man. Literally showing you verbatim that we cannot have an Ammonite or a Moabite in the congregation of the Lord. For Captain Yari hit that thing forever. We can never leave that out, man. These are crucial things, man, because they wasn't allowed among us. Yes, we had servants, but they weren't allowed to do what the Levitical priests were to do. Go ahead, huh?
Read verse 3 real quick. Verse 3. Now it came to pass,
That's right.
when they had heard the law,
When we had heard and understood exactly what the law was telling us. Read.
that they separated from Israel.
Now they put together.
That they separated from Israel.
Now they join hand in hand.
they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude.
All the mixed multitude, which was who? Everybody else. There had to be a separation. And that's according to what? The law. According to the law, there had to be a separation, man, right? This is why they try to get out of that law, man. This is why they try to get out. We ain't got to keep the law no more. Christ died and you ain't got to keep the law. Because these things will catch their butt up, man. This is why they try to wheel out, man. You don't give them no damn wiggle room, man. All right? Go ahead.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all, make sure y'all underline those key points, man. Underline, man. Bruce should already know. Chapter 13, verse 1, chapter 3, it's literally showing you separated from Israel, the mixed multitude. Bruce got to underline this verse 7. Y'all got to underline these things. Y'all got to know how to line up your Bible. So when you're reading, you know the key points in the chapter.
Right.
We literally keep telling brothers this, man. I want to see if brothers can catch on without us saying it. Guess what? I'm steady underlining things, man. 12, 13 years later. What the hell is this? You know, keep doing that thing because it's always something you're going to learn new and new. Oh, okay, I didn't get that point. Let me underline that thing, man. Go ahead.
Because, watch it, jump on chapter 8, you know, we always, man, slugs is out. All right, chapter 8, verse 8.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 8. So they read in the book, in the law of God distinctly.
They read in the book of the law, meaning, guess what? It said he read in the book of the law distinctly. What did that mean, bro? What is, let's look up the word distinctly. What does distinctly mean?
What's the difference?
What did he say? Distinctly. What does distinctly mean? In a clear, noticeable, or unmistakable manner. Meaning, guess what? These brothers were they were diligently searching the scripture, man. Right? They were diligent in what they was reading, right? Watch it read.
So they read in the book, in the law of God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading. In Nehemiah,
He said, it caused them to understand the reading, meaning they read and everybody else got the clear understanding. Right? Watch it read.
in Nehemiah, which is the Tershathah, and Ezra, the priest, the scribe,
The Ezra, the priest, the scribe, read.
and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, this day is holy unto the Lord.
Said, this day is holy unto the Lord. Read.
Holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not, nor weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the law.
So what day was there when they heard this word? On the what day? On which day? On the Sabbath day. When they changed. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's go back to 13.
Because that distinctly, it says in a way that is clearly separate and different from something else. How do we distinctly read the Bible that's different from any other book? Precept upon precept, line upon line. Make sure you precept that with it. This is how they read in the Bible distinctly, right? It's a separation of how you read or do something else, right? This is how you get the understanding. That's what that distinctly was as well.
You gotta think, man, God's laws is already set up. You can't go in a captivity and change God's law. You can't go and change his high holy days, you can't change the Sabbaths, you can't change his new moon. It's already set up, man. It is what it is. When you read it distinctly, this is what they say. Right? This is what they say. Nehemiah chapter 13, in verse, we're in verse 7, but read verse 8. What we stop at? 8? 9, we at 9. I think we at 9.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Come. And Nehemiah, which is the Tershathah, and
Oh,
Ezra,
13.
Oh, 13.
13.
Even in that Tershathah is just a Persian way of saying Levitical priest. Just a Persian way of saying Levitical priest.
Brother, make sure y'all write that down, man. Cause hey, I'll mess around, ask y'all that question again. Well, be thumbing the hell out of Google. Nehemiah chapter 13, start at verse 9.
Come. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 13, and verse 9. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers. And thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God, with the meat offering, and the frankincense.
Right?
And I perceived that the portion of the Levites had not been given them. For the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled, every one to his field.
So guess what? He said, so Nehemiah perceived that the Levites, they didn't get no portion. So that thing is off. Guess what he had to do? Set that thing back in order. Right? And this is the bounds of our truth. When we get out of order, we get right back in order. We get things out of order, we get things right back in order, man. All right, but read on.
Then contended I with the ruler.
Then contended, you see how Nehemiah said, then contended I with the ruler. Right, read.
Come and said, why is the house of God forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place.
He said, and I gathered them together and set them in their place. Read.
Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn, and the new wine, and the oil unto the treasuries.
So guess what? He said they didn't get it. Then what Nehemiah said, you know what? I'm gonna go down there and get it. And I'm gonna put, he said, I set them in their place. What is set them in their place? Let's see what the brother knows. Put them in their place. Right? Because Nehemiah wasn't playing no game. He put them back in their place, man. Read.
Come. I like you. Verse 13. And I made treasury over the treasury. Shelemiah the priest, and Zadok the scribe,
Read.
and of the Levites. I can't read that word, I got ink over it. Pedaiah, and next to them was Hanan, the son of Zakur, the son of Matthiah, for they were counted faithful.
They was counted faithful. Read.
And their office was distributed unto their brethren.
And the office was distributed unto the brothers. That's the same thing they did in the New Testament. And it's the same thing with Peter. Go to Acts 4 and show you right quick. He kind of scrunch your forehead up a little bit. But it's the same thing. Acts chapter 4. It is 35. 34. Read it out.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 34. Neither was there any among them that slept, for as many as were like the book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 34. Neither was there any among them that lacked.
He just said, neither was anyone among them that lacked. Right? Read.
For as many as were possessors of lands or houses sold them and brought the prices of the things that were sold.
Y'all see how they go? But there's gonna come a time that this is gonna happen again. What you think? You think when the Lord gonna be setting up cities, you just feeling? No, the Lord gonna give you your portion of what you deserve. He gonna give you this, give you that, give you this. Whatever you did, he giving it to you. What it say? Whatever him like him getting. The Lord giving you the portion of the work that you done. Why do you think they said they sold their stuff and they gave it to Peter them? And guess what Peter's going to do? Verse 35.
Verse 35. And laid them down at the apostles' feet.
And did what?
And distribution was made unto every man according as he had need.
You see how they go? They start distributing to them as they need it. And it's no different because when you set things in order, guess what? This is plain on how they were doing. But when the Lord come back, those things, look, these things gonna be right back in order. But just to build, and you can't see the building on how brothers and sisters, on how things going in this truth, if you can't see the building part of this truth, that's when you see a person that lose the most in this truth. Because they don't know where the building comes. Right? If you can't see the attributes of a mother and how a mother's supposed to be in this truth, guess what you're gonna do? You will faint. If you can't see the attributes of a husband, what a husband's supposed to be in this truth, you're gonna faint. You can't see the attributes of the work that the Lord put out for you to do, and you can't see the things going on around you, you're gonna faint in this truth.
If you members of a congregation and you can't see what work needs to be done, you're gonna fight.
Well,
Because there's plenty work. This is just on a smaller scale. Most High God is showing us if we can get this right, then guess what? We're ready for the next level. But we must master this first. My brothers and sisters putting in their brick to guess what? Help maintain what the Most High God has blessed us with. And brothers and sisters can see the work. You know how we start out. Hey, Captain J Ball apartment. Then gradually the Most High God blessed us to be able to guess what? Rent out a rec center. He gave us a smaller building. Now he gave us a bigger building. Next thing, Lord's will, is the kingdom building. Brothers got to be able to see that thing in the spirit. That's why we need all hands on deck. That's why it's a beautiful class that Captain Jeroboam is bringing out. Because do you know your part? Do you know what work you need to be putting in this truth, man? If so, man, come on, let's do work.
big con on that, man. So we showing you how during captivities on how the Lord, when we had the temple up and running, it was building. We was building. We guess what? We had to go back and build houses. We put all our resources together. Make sure everybody's house was good. Make sure the lands was good. Make sure the temples and the walls were good. Everything was set in order. But now we don't have that. What do you think the Lord requiring now? Let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2. Now, we know at the time they talking about Christ, it was arguing over Christ and his resurrection, but we got to bring it up into today's time. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 19.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 19. Nevertheless,
read.
the foundation of God standeth sure.
Because the foundation of God gonna always stand sure. No matter what the situation or the problem is, the foundation of God gonna stand sure. Read.
Having the seal, the Lord knoweth them that are his.
He said, having the seal. Well, that's tough, man. Look, when the Lord seal it, well, you know it's what it is. It ain't no turning around from it.
Say having this seal, yeah.
You said this is Shalaki, this seal, right? Read.
The Lord knoweth them that are his.
And the Lord knoweth them that he is. That precept was John chapter 10, brothers. 10, was it 26, 27, 28, like that? My sheep hear my voice. Right? These same precept with it. But read on.
And let everyone that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity.
So everybody that names the name of Christ depart from iniquity, man. Everybody that got the word of the Lord sealed in you, guess what? Depart from them things, man. Right? But let's read on. Watch this, verse 20.
Verse 20. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and of silver.
So now the Lord don't want us to just build all the temple and all this right now. He wants us to build a great house right now. One great house. That's what he wants us to do. He ain't asking us to do the whole temple, the wall and stuff right now. That's gonna come when the king comes to bring the new Jerusalem. That's what's gonna happen. But he wants us to build this one great house right now, though. The one great house that's what he gave us the house, man. What you think gonna happen in the house? You think we're not supposed to build in here? You think brothers and sisters be in this truth and don't see things going on in the house that we supposed to build on? Let's help build this house back up again, man. Let's say make America great again. Let's make Jerusalem great again, man. Right? We got to see the correlation of these scriptures, man. You ain't in the time of Nehemiah where you got to put all your resources together to go build everybody houses up. No, you in the time of right now that you got to build this one house up that we in now. What we gonna do? Is we gonna build this house up, or we gonna let the roof fall in, man? I'm gonna tell brothers, and I got to make this plain. It shouldn't be 1 week go by if this air conditioner go off that it's dead. We got to go a whole week in this hotter in this mud. What the hell are we doing? We got one great house and we can't keep this thing in order. You think that your life gonna be good to the Lord? Man, come on, man. Guess what? Everybody is on deck. It ain't just falling on the leadership, it falling on everybody. We got one great house to take care of. This is all the Lord gave us, man. And you think he gonna give you some more? Well, guess what? We have to be faithful for one thing to get another thing to get another thing. That's how this thing works. Go ahead, Doc.
Let's go to that book of Haggai. We should already know certain precepts. Remember, man, we got to be able to listen to the keywords. There's certain keywords that should stand out at brothers, man. Book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 2. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built.
So our people, guess what? You have certain brothers and sisters that, guess what? Waste the Lord's time when it's time to build. And guess what? He had to put it on the prophet Haggai's spirit to do what? To incite them to, guess what? Do the work. You always have prophets out there, brothers out there that are pushing the people to do the will of the Most High. Read that again, out from the top.
Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 2. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built.
So you always have people that will what? Procrastinators. Wasting time. Read on, huh?
Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say, that's like it. Verse 3. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet.
Most like God had to stir up the spirits, man, using the prophets. Read on, huh?
Saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your seated house?
See, long as brothers and sisters' houses is good, they don't give a damn about the Most High God house. That's why the Most High God has to afflict brothers and sisters, man, to get them to understand the word. Let me shake up things in your life and see if you still gonna put forth that effort to build my house. Read on, huh?
But in this house lie waste.
And this house, you living good, but you see the temple ain't yet, guess what, finished. We see y'all having that laxity, that slothful type spirit, and guess what? Y'all halting the building of my house, man. The Most High God don't like that, man. Read on up.
Now therefore, thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Do what?
Consider your ways.
That's what the Most High God always tell us to consider our ways, man. Meaning what? Line up your priorities. Are your priorities with the Most High, or is your priorities only with you and your household? Remember, the Most High God, the only reason we have a household is because the Most High God blessed us with that, man. So we have to consider our ways. Are we going to let the Most High God house lay waste while ours do good? No, man. No, we shouldn't. Go ahead, up.
You can read on. Verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
So just like what the brothers, y'all think about. He said, you have so much, but you bring in little. It gave you an understanding why these things is happening. Right? Read.
Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
And you have not enough. Because it ain't never enough. Right? Because the work is still, brothers, you got to still be doing the work. It ain't complete. Our work is complete when the Lord comes to give us what? Rest. That's when the work complete. Rather be rest in this eternal, rather be rest in this body, and we got to work for the King, or when the chairs practice start, it's still work to do. Right? But read on.
Son, ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
He said, "He clothes you, but it ain't. But you're not warm enough." Read.
And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes.
To put into a bag with holes. Meaning, guess what? You gonna cause to keep on. You gonna make you do what? Chase the bag. Why you chase the bag? Because the bag got a hole in it. So, the brothers, this is he's saying that Matthew 6 was heaven. This is your treasure. What you gonna lay up the treasure for the kingdom of heaven, or you gonna keep putting this in the bag full of holes, in a bag that got holes in it? You walking down the street, and he's out just stealing every part of it. And that's his captivity. But we work so hard, man. Esau just be killing our pockets, man. And we can't do nothing about it. Can't do nothing about it. Right? Go ahead.
Hey, let's keep reading that, man. This is a great precept that I brought out. I'm talking about this is going exactly with the class, building this house, man, and why things are not going prosperous sometimes in our own houses is because we don't got this house built first. This got to be the first house built, man. Rent got to get paid here first. I'm going to tell you, man, my rent ain't got paid yet. Y'all think I'm lying with today? I ain't paid it yet. And don't give a damn. But we made sure that this one's paid. Because this is what the Lord is saying, man. This is a heavy precept. I keep reading down, man.
Verse 7. Thus said the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Go up to the mountain and bring wood and build a house, and I will take pleasure in it.
He said, I will take pleasure in it. Go up to the mountain, get the wood, build this house, and I will take pleasure in that, right? We ain't worried about having, I got a nice little window, storm shut windows put in at the crib, you know, I got the theater room, you know what I'm saying, built in, you know what I'm saying? He said, come build this house, read.
Go up into the mountain and bring wood and build the house, and I will take pleasure in it.
He said, I will take pleasure in that, read.
And I will be glorified, said the Lord.
You know,
ye look for much, and lo, it came to little.
He said, you look for much, but lo, it came little, read.
When he brought it home, I did blow upon it.
He said, when you brought it to the house, you thought it was something. But the Lord said, I blew on it, I made it nothing again. You thought you was just over the hump. You thought you had just caught up with everything. It was on the up and up. This next chick, I'm finna go splurge. Everything caught up. But you said, as soon as you got to the house, looked over everything, damn, the light bill do again. Damn, the water bill do. Damn, ain't pay. He said, I blew on it. Right? Read on.
Why? Said the Lord of hosts.
That's a great question. Why? That's a great question. Why, Lord? Ain't that what we ask the Lord all the time? Why? Why me, Lord? Why right now, Lord? Why this, Lord? Let's see why. Read.
Why? Said the Lord of hosts. Because of mine house that is waste. And ye run every man into his own house.
Because my house up there looking like crap. And your house over here looking like you living with the BGs, man. You keeping up with the Joneses here at 2812. Masters, I'm just throwing you know what I'm saying, an address. You living real good over here on Leadbetter. But what about right here at my house, man? Why? Why I blew on it? Because my house needs to get built first, man. You need to take care of home first before you take care of that home. This is first home. And brothers and sisters, that's why we talk about homes and everything, man. This needs to be the first drop off right here, man. Not tell brothers and sisters, hey, man, go and give all you. I'm not saying that. We ain't no Christian pastor, man. But we got to keep this building going, man. This is the only place we can come to congregate and get away from the world, man, the ways of the world, man. to come out of her, like Revelation said. It's the only place we can come out of her. Right? As soon as you go home, you got neighbors. What they doing? They cut grass on the Sabbath, right? They're over there cooking pork. Right? You go to work, they doing everything outside of the laws. This is the only place we can come and gather together, have that holy convocation, and come out of the ways of the world. Take care of home, man. This is a great place. It's like going to go ahead now.
Right quick. Explain what captivity was Haggai in. All praise. Y'all see how it's going with the same story? Haggai, Ezra, Nehemiah, they were what? All walking in the same time period. All in the same captivity. You rules understand that. If you don't, write that down. Persian captivity. Brothers should already be known. When you read certain chapters in certain books, you should know what captivity they're in, what time period. Go ahead.
Because like what we touching on today, just like I'm gonna tell you, man, the Lord, we done had this building for a couple of years. Bro, it's time to start beautifying this building again, brothers. This building need upgrade, man. You think it's supposed to just sit up here? Oh, it's time for upgrading in this thing, man. Right? This thing got if we want our feast days to go to another level, I would like to walk in this mode. This is just so like, man, I really don't even want to go home. Right? We should be walking in here looking at the building like this, man. Right? But what the Lord said, where you lay your treasures at is where your heart will be, man. It's time for us not just to upgrade the building, to upgrade ourselves in this truth, man. Because you got to be, if you can't build this treasure, you can't build this great house that the Lord gave you in your body, you're not gonna build his either. You're not gonna build, because a lot of times, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, don't trust the Lord. But when you start trusting in the Lord, he helps you to gain your spirit, he helps you to build, you will trust him. Guess what? Like the Lord said, in your affliction, you'll seek me early. You hear that when the Lord whoop your ass, but you don't hear it when he's telling you, I need you to do this. But yeah, look at it. Don't nobody hear the prosperity. But I promise you, let them whoop your ass a little bit. Guess what? You got 5 fingers, but let one of them start hurting. I bet you'll notice that, bud. I bet you notice. So you got a pinky toe, ain't thought about your pinky toe in 2 years, but let you stub the mud. I bet you think about your pinky toe until that mud go stop hurting.
Got to get this precept real quick, man. Let's go to Sirach 11 right quick. I just brought it out. Yes, sir. Precepts how to hit your mind. So it's your word. What's the word? Prosperity. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 11 and 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 11, in verse 25.
Bring it out.
In the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction.
Yeah, in the day of prosperity, you forgot about that affliction. Right? Oh, I'm good right now, right? I'm up. It's up. We up. Right? In that day of prosperity, is forgetfulness of affliction. Right? Read on.
And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
And vice versa. Other side. When you in that affliction, you just forgot about how good you was up yesterday. We were just up. We was on one yesterday. Right? We was up in the city, but now it's vice versa, right? We can't have that. Right? Even in our prosperity, we still need to understand that we are what? Servants in this kingdom, man, right? There's always work that needs to be done, right? Because so when the sunshine leaves, what? Some rain to come. Right? But as soon as that rain go away, guess what? That sun will come show right back up to you. Hey. Right? But the scripture lets you know. Read it again.
In the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
Read on.
For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways.
It's easy for you to get rewarded for your ways, your works. You're gonna be rewarded for your work. So you gotta put these works in, putting help in, building the temple, right? Building it back up, right? Whether it be building a brother or sister up, helping around here, whatever it takes. Read on, 27.
The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure.
Uh-huh.
And in his end, his deeds shall be discovered.
In the affliction of an hour. It was just good. It was just, man. It was just good an hour ago. So you just got a call. And now here you go. Now why, Lord? Why? Not on the same, just prospered you. And then what? Getting this paid, taking care of this, doing this. You still got your health. You still got your strength. You still able to see. You still got movement in your legs. You still able to use all 5 of your senses, right? But in that hour of affliction, damn, man. This is at the wrong time. No, the Lord said, I got you at the right time. But I need to see how you gonna work in this affliction. Go ahead now.
Go back to 2 Timothy, man, chapter 2.
Somebody better get his butt. Well, I get his behind. About to get tore up. The cop. You say, Mama, Daddy, get his butt right now.
Good time. Read that chapter 2 and verse 20.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 20. But in the great house,
Read.
there are not only vessels of gold and of silver,
It's not only just vessels of gold and silver, read,
but also of wood and of earth.
but also of wood and earth, man. This is what goes on in the great house. Wood, right? Earth, gold, silver. This is what happens in the great house. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something right quick. Go to Genesis 13. Genesis chapter 13. Go to verse 1. I'll show you how our forefathers get down, but I'm gonna show y'all something. Read it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Abram went up out of Egypt,
So Abraham came up out of Egypt, read.
he and his wife, and all that he had,
And he and his wife and all that he had, read.
and Lot with him into the south.
Into the south, read.
And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold.
So Abram, this was after what? Let me see how much brothers know about the scripture. This is what just happened right then after when Abraham. What happened to Abraham in Egypt? Pharaoh wanted his wife. Yeah. See, brothers, y'all got to be in tune with this thing, man. Pharaoh wanted his wife. Pharaoh kicked him out when he found out it was his wife. And he said, no. He said, I'm going to give you silver and gold. And I'm going to give you cattle. Just go. What does that seem like, brother? Sound like what? The same way, guess what? The same way when it was time, because you got to think, Abraham was doing Abraham was the Lord's friend. So he was doing what the Lord commanded him to do. So when he was in good order with the Lord, guess what the Lord did for him when he sent him out? Gold, silver, good cattle. Because his ways was good with the Lord. It was pleasing with the Lord, man. Right? This is the same thing we were talking about when it goes into, when you think about that in the Exodus. Right? Let's go to Judith right quick. You coming back. 5 and 19. Yeah, brothers should, but look. I'm talking about, you had, like you say, when you doing class, you should be thinking about these things, man. Especially if you got two brothers sitting up there and y'all doing class together, y'all should be in sync. If you are not in sync with a brother and you doing class, you might need to just stick with read. That's it, man. Right? Need to be in sync. Judith 5. Where we going, Bilal?
19, 20.
No. You got the right chapter. 9. Judah 5 and 9. Read that.
Book of Judah, chapter 5 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And their God commanded them to depart from the place where they sojourned,
Right, read.
and to go into the land of Canaan.
And go into the land of Canaan. This is where Abraham went, right? The land of Canaan was what land, brothers? Israel, the land that the Lord gave for our inheritance, right? Read.
Come. And go into the land of Canaan, where they dwelt, and were increased with gold and silver,
And were increased with gold and silver. Read.
and with very much cattle.
And with very much cattle. Watch this though.
But when a famine covered all the land of Canaan,
But when the famine covered all the land of Canaan, read.
they went down into Egypt and sojourned there,
Uh-huh.
while they were nourished, and became there a great multitude.
Bro, y'all see this? We like to run down history, right? What happened? Let's see what brothers know. What did it say? The famine came, right? And we became what? So who's the great multitude talking about, brothers? Israel, right? Read.
Come, and became there a great multitude, so that no one could not number this nation.
So nobody can number this nation. Just think about when our forefathers, we went down into a land, guess what? When we get ready to leave out of that land, we might be a great multitude, but what are they going to do for us when we leave? Well, they're going to give us everything they got. You think we're not leaving about it, they're not going to give us everything they got? Fort Knox, where all the gold at. What do you think they finna go to the Philippines, Ophir? Bro, we need that's why you think the Lord scattered us from all these nations. He ain't just put us in Egypt this time, he put us among all the nations. So when he put us among all the nations, what do you think all the nations gonna do when we leave out of here? Yeah. What say, give me me. The Lord said, give me me. Right? He said, I need that. Because get what they think about us. They don't think it can happen that way. They think that we still gonna stick on the bottom like it ain't gonna happen. But while the Lord giving us this gold, but the Lord, you gotta think, I'm gonna tell you, brother, sister, this gold and silver thing is heavy. The reason why it's heavy, because we messed up with gold and silver. Y'all know how we do. Let's go to Exodus 20. Let me show you. But we can get some riches, boy. You know, when Negro get a little money, get a little something, boy. Boy, Negro don't, hey, when you come, you get a little funny. Right? Negro get a little funny, boy. You come up, boy, Negro get funny, man. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't eat, I get a Hershey bar, I don't eat the whole thing. I eat about 2/3. Let's sit your ass down, man.
That's why the nigger the fun is.
Well, I'm talking about a straight nigga, right? Well, read that out. Well, at the Exodus 20 and verse 20.
Done. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 20. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you.
He said, God come to prove us, right? Read.
And that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not.
Right, read.
And the people stood afar off.
And the people stood afar off, read.
And Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was.
And so Moses went up into what the Lord was, read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel.
What are they gonna say?
Ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven.
Right.
Ye shall not make with me gods of silver.
He said, ye shall not make with me gods of silver, read.
Neither shall you make unto you gods of gold.
Why, brothers? Because why, brothers? Let's see. Why?
First commandment, worship.
Huh? Because when we left up out of Egypt, and they started giving us this gold and silver, what did we do? We built a damn golden
Idolatry.
straight idolatry. So that meaning what? When brothers and sisters, when we think about how we are, just think about how we got to bring it up into today's time. We might not be building a golden calf, But when you getting the Lord blessing you and you ain't doing what you tell him to do, what do you think you're doing? Yeah. And it ain't got to be just a financial thing. What the Lord say, hey, I need you to read 3 chapters a day. You can build that golden calf if you want to. If something in your spirit told you to do that. Brothers don't, you think you got discernment of everything? Yeah, I peeped that, man. I'm already knowing. You don't know nothing. Because when the spirit talking to you, you don't even hear it. You don't be hearing nothing. Because brothers don't want to be led by spirit, man. You just want to be led by sight. This is the season of faith. If you ain't got faith in the Lord, you ain't going to make it. You're not going to make it. The Lord said, don't make these things. Right? Because he had already gave it to us. Go to Exodus 12. He had already gave it to us.
12 and 36.
35, 36 like that. He had already gave it to us. When you get there, let's read it.
Book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. They borrowed the Egyptians.
And when they say borrow, what borrow mean? We took it. We took it. Yeah, we borrowed. Hey, Egypt, man, let us borrow some of that gold you got. It showed up as a borrow. We gave this right back. I'm talking about gave it right back. Right? But read.
Come, the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. They borrowed of the Egyptians.
Right.
Jewels of silver.
Jewels of silver, read.
Jewels of gold. And raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required.
Right.
And they spoiled the Egyptians. So
meaning we spoiled the Egyptians. We literally took whatever they had, man. It wasn't a game for us. This thing was a real thing for us. And they had to make good of that thing. Right? When the Lord let us take that from them, because what was the gold and silver for the Egyptians? What was that for them? It was God's. That's the precept Psalms. Let's go there right quick. Psalm chapter 115. Psalm chapter 115. Start at verse 1 out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 115 and verse 1. Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory.
He said, unto thy name, he said, not unto us, but unto your name, Lord, give glory. Right, read.
Come. For thy mercy and for thy truth's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say?
What shall the heathen say what?
Where is now their God? But our God is in the heaven. He hath done whatsoever he pleased.
Right, read.
Their idols are silver and gold.
He said, their idols, the heathen idols are silver and gold. And read.
The work of men's hands.
So the Lord said these things are the work of men's hands, man. Right? This touching on the same thing that Wisdom of Solomon's touching on. Let's go there right quick. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 10. Let's go into the same thing, man. We're gonna bring him up here to teach. Somebody find this other shoe, man. How you gonna run around here? You got but one shoe. Look, man. There you go. Little bitty old feet. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, starting verse 10.
Boom. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imagination,
right?
Which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
Right, read on.
For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain.
Start at verse 9. Start at 3:13. Shit, help me out then. You got it. Hey, help me get that sheep out the bed. 13.
You want to start at 1 on this one?
Huh?
You want to start at 1 and you go to 3?
No, jump down to 10.
And copy. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 10. But miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope.
He said, miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope. What dead things is this thing talking about? That's right. Read.
Who called them God, which are the works of man's hands.
Who called them gods, right? It's touching on the same thing. Which are the work of man's hand. It's the same thing children of Israel did the same thing with the calf, man. Called them gods, but it's just the work of man's hand, man. Right? Read.
Gold and silver to show art in.
He said gold and silver just to show the art of it. What do you think these brothers be having Jesus pieces stuff, man? Right? That all these things are straight idols, man, to the Lord. Right? It's just only thing it is just the work of man's hands to show the art. How we can make it look so pretty. That'll get y'all ass out of here, man. Lord ain't dealing with it. Read.
In resemblance of beast.
In resemblance of beast. Going into what? Calf. Right? Read.
Or stone good for nothing.
Or stone good for nothing. Read.
The work of an ancient hand.
Yeah, it's just the work of an ancient hand. Right? Because I'm gonna show you a little bit more. Go to Baruch. Go to Baruch 3 and 17. Man, I gotta give me that. Man, I'll tell you, I remember one in Cambridge, like $200 something, I'll get a different. I gotta give you that. Baruch chapter 3, verse 17. Read it.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 17. They that had their pastime with the fowls of the air.
Read.
And they that hoard up silver and gold.
And they that stored up silver and gold. Read on.
Wherein men trust.
Wherein men trust. Read.
And made no end of their getting.
So the Lord said he made no end. What kind of person is this, bro? Let's see. Like a person that's a hustler. But what else? I need more than that. What is that type of person to do? A person that's chasing the bag. Right? They say they laid up they treasure. Right? But they ain't doing but just chasing the bag. All these men, I'm gonna show y'all what the Lord feel about it. All these men. What precept is there? Let's see if y'all can tell me. Verse 10 and 6 is good. Watch this. Go to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 2. We'll start verse 7.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 2 and verse 7. The land also is full of silver and gold.
He said that land is also of silver and gold, right? Read.
Neither is there any end of their treasure.
And there's no end of their treasure. Read.
Their land is also full of horses. Neither is there any end of their chariots.
And there's no end of the chariots. It's going into the same thing we just got finished reading, but watch how it break down. So this is a good breakdown. Read.
The land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands.
See that he said the hand is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands. Read.
That which their own fingers have made.
Read.
And the mean man bowed down.
And a man of understanding that bows down. Read.
And the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not.
What the Lord say?
Forgive them not.
What do you think? All these people that have led our people for this idolatry, what did the Lord tell us to do, brothers? What did he say to do, brother?
Forgive them not.
The Lord said, forgive them not, man. This is a plain thing, man. But if we read this, like you say to a Christian, and they say, forgive them not, it's like, what the hell are you talking about, forgive them not? Yes. If you want to chase the bag, if you want to make these things your idol, the Lord said, forgive them not, man. Because this is one of the things that the Lord say you can't get into the kingdom behind this. You can't get into the kingdom behind doing stuff like that. Right? What's the Haggai 2:8? Read that. Man, I'm telling you, Haggai is that one book that I have a hard time finding. You know that one book I'm talking about, Haggai is there. I slow down when I get to Micah and just there is that line right there. I'm gonna get it. It's between the Z and Z. That's how I need to do it. Between Z and Z. That and that. This is what the Lord said. Haggai 2:7.
Book of Haggai, chapter 2 and verse 7. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come. And I will fill this house with glory. Right, read on. Said the Lord of hosts.
Said the Lord of hosts. So guess what? What the Lord said, He gonna shake all the nations, man. What do you think when the Lord gonna happen when He shake these nations? They're gonna have to give everything up.
Shake.
I'm talking about like upside down by the ankles. Run them. Run them pockets, man. The Lord needs that. So while we working and trying to build this one house that the Lord tell us to build, what do you think the Lord doing right now? He seeing who hear Him. He's seeing that who's gonna be sealed by this word. So when He starts shaking the nations, well, you got to hear this, man. When He starts shaking the nation, read on now.
Verse 8.
Verse 8.
The silver is mine.
The Lord said, the silver is mine. Read.
And the gold is mine, said the Lord of hosts.
Because all of this stuff belongs to the Lord. That's why you can't make these things your idols. You can't make them your idols, but as the Lord build, and as He get them, as the Lord build us up and preparing us and sealing this in us, the marks on your forehead, as He's sealing that thing, guess what? Yeah, He's going to shake the nation. He said, because the gold and silver, that's mine. Guess what? You can be part of the gold and silver that's His too, in a good way. Y'all know what precept brothers know where we going. Now we're going the wrong direction. We already made it established that the gold and silver is His. But for the people that's gold and silver, what's going to happen? Let's go to Zechariah 13. Well, you've been on point all day. I like the need, but I remember you asking 1,000 questions. I used to be too. I asked a lot of questions. I would get so much stuff wrong in class. I don't yell like, damn, put your hands down. I ain't giving a damn. I ain't giving a damn. I'll get it wrong again. I bet you one day I'm going to get it right, though. Right? Zechariah chapter 13, verse 7.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd and against the man that is my fellow, said the Lord of hosts.
Said the Lord of hosts, read.
Smite the shepherd.
He said, what?
Smite the shepherd.
Smite the shepherd, read.
And the sheep shall be scattered.
And the sheep going to be scattered, man.
And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass that in all the land,
and all the lands, read,
said the Lord,
it said,
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third part shall be left therein.
So this is what we trying to make sure that we build ourselves. Because when you building in this truth, especially working on this great house, if you building in this truth, that's what you should be trying to build for. You should be building in this truth to get yourself to try to make it towards the kingdom. Because if you ain't in this truth to try to make it to the kingdom, you just in this truth as you might well just move out the way. Go over there and live in harmony with the 2/3. Because a lot of, I'm gonna tell you, to help a lot of young brothers and sisters out, and I'm gonna help y'all out, man. Y'all see a lot of stuff that y'all friends and y'all stuff do. Y'all see a lot of stuff y'all they do. Y'all young brothers and sisters, y'all see this thing. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all don't know the end of what's gonna happen to them. Something's gonna happen to them. Don't think that it's not. They might get away for a long time. And you be like, dang, I gotta endure all this deal. They might get away for a long time. Brothers too, sisters too. They might get away for a long time. But I'm gonna tell you something. The end of that thing is tough, man. All right? Let's keep on reading.
Verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire.
I'm going to bring the third part. This Lord said, Lord, I'm going to bring the third part through the fire. Read.
And I will try them as gold is tried.
And I'm going to try them as gold is tried. Read.
Like it. And will refine them as silver is refined.
Refine them as silver refined. Then
And will try them as gold is tried.
I read.
They shall call on my name, and I will hear them.
So guess what? This is what we want. Man, I don't know what, brothers and sisters, this is what all the prophets went through. They was tried. Because when they called upon the Lord heard them, man, to the point that he could make the down sun back. To the point that he could take the rain away for some years. Well, look, that's when you got power with the Lord, man. Look at my Enoch get ascended from the earth. Just his whole body, everything. Come on. Come on, man. You got to think. Well, I like to be in order with love with the Lord. And when I pray about something, the Lord will hear me like this. Because he know I'm in order and I'm going to ask for the right thing. That's why you got to, what's the precept? Brothers, help me out. Prepare yourself what to pray for. What's the precept? It's this a rock. Help me out. What'd you say? 2 and 1? No. He said that's when you come to serve the Lord, 2 and 1.
Oh, it's Rock 18 and 23.
Let's get there right quick. Because the thing is, just like this, if I got a good and faithful son, I ain't got to worry about him like, hey, Dad, let me get a couple dollars. I'm gonna buy me some food. No, I ain't got to worry about that. I'm just being. You might sound funny, but I'm just saying, you don't have that thing to worry about. You know when he comes to you, it's gonna be something to bring. He ain't come to you for nothing. And this is what the Lord trying to get ourselves built up for. So that's why when getting in his house in order, it'll be much easier because he already know I trust you. And I know you're gonna make a good decision. Right? Read this out. 18:23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 23. Before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempted the Lord.
You see that? Don't be as one just asking for any old thing. No, but that's why when you pray to the Lord, he got to be able to trust you on these things. Right? Because he know your heart. Oh man, I ain't gonna be doing that. Yes, you is. Change your ways, brothers. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gotta trust you because he gotta trust y'all. Brothers, he gotta trust y'all too. So when y'all pray for this thing, guess what? Even if I see a spirit on one of the brothers, if I pray for that brother, then all of a sudden, be like, all praise, I'm glad the spirit gone off. All praise, I'm glad the spirit gone off, sister. Because you prayed for it. And you see it come to pass, right? That's how we help each other in this truth. Y'all brothers get there. Well, my words might not help you when I talk to you, but when I pray to the Lord, I want the Lord to hear my prayer. So whatever you dealing with, guess what? The Lord can hear my prayers. The fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. That's what James talked about, right? This is how we help build. When we can get ourselves together, the Lord can hear our prayers. So when we come into the building, we can build a great house, right? Come on, brothers. Right? Let's go to Ezekiel, last precept. Go ahead. Go.
I was breaking this out, those some heavy points, man, because the thing is, we trying to make this last house better than that first house. This is what the point of it is, man. That new man is supposed to be better than that old man. Remember, because your bodies are compared to what? To houses. As lively stones that we're building upon. Haggai chapter 2, verse 9.
Book of Haggai, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Like how Aqua's breaking down 7 and 8. Read verse 9.
The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former.
Read that again, Aqua.
The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former.
And that's the mindset that each and every one of us should have, man. As we know, we see in the ending of times, that's what you should be making this house better than that old house. Read on,
Said the Lord of hosts.
said the Lord of who?
Said the Lord of hosts.
Read on.
And in this place will I give peace.
Will he give what?
Will I give peace?
Read on.
Said the Lord of hosts.
Remember, this is an end time prophecy, man. We have to understand that the Most High God is telling us on how we make it to the kingdom, man. There's some heavy stuff right here, man. Want brothers and sisters to meditate on that. Go ahead, Doc.
Moses, with that, he said, Shalom.
Oh,
He said, Father God, law, statutes, and command. I hope brothers and sisters got the understanding of the class. I hope y'all got a good understanding of it. That's a good closing, though. I know y'all want the Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel right there. Go to Ezekiel. Really? Go to Ezekiel chapter 36, man. Verse 25.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 25.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what made me read that. I looked at the loud face. He gave me that look like, man, what's up, bro? That's good. But hey, those things help keep you in the spirit. All right? Give me a look sometime. I need a look. Hey, I ain't too proud of that. Give me a look, man. All right? Read that up.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 25. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you.
So then when the Lord is going to sprinkle clean water upon us, read,
And ye shall be clean
and we're going to be clean. Read.
from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you.
It said, for all the idols that the Lord don't cleanse us from, right? This is what we want to be cleansed from, our idols, man. And just, not just idols, it's just all the idols that we have in our heart, right? If we're both dealing with smoking, and we dealing with lust, all these things, them idols that set up in us, we want to be cleansed from them things, man. Right? This is what we ask the Lord for, because we know when the king come back, these things definitely going to be. But we got to be working towards these things now. Right? If a brother, like you say, if a brother in the spirit, guess what, man? Man, I'm telling you, we gonna have to, it's time to spruce our life up, man. Y'all, we want to grow, we got to go to the next level with this thing. Man. Because guess what? I seen that the old building, I seen that the place we had before that, and I see the place we had before that, and I seen how some people got left behind, but some people grew. I seen how some spirits hung in there, spirit just didn't.
they endured for a while. They didn't have enough spiritual gas in the tank.
So we got to make sure, brothers, we got to make sure we lock in, man. Right? Because we can set up idols in our own heart. Some of the idols, guess what? Look, say evil suspicion can overturn your judgment too. That can become an idol to you, bro. It ain't just smoking. Just the things that you think in your mind can become an idol too. And when you not let God guide you, according to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5, right? But read on.
Verse 26. A new heart also will I give you,
Right?
and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh,
Right?
and I will give you a heart of flesh.
Now he said, now I would take the stone, instead of being a stony heart or a rock heart, a hard-headed Negro, you take that hard-headedness out of you. Yeah. You won't be so hard-headed no more. When I talk to you, you'll listen. Brothers understand it. Guess what? If you know if it come from the Lord, it's got to be pure. The Lord not going to go tell you, hey, man, go on there and shoot this mother. No, he's not. No. He got the ones he wants them to do that. He'll sit in their mind that night. The instruction will be sealed. Right? You ain't just going to be set up here. Man, let's go shoot. No, you're not going to know. No. But if you know how to look, brothers, before we get out of here, tell me how does the Lord work in a matter when He wants you to go do things? How does he do it? Tell me. I want to know.
Any brother.
Any. Everybody don't speak at once. Where you go? There you go.
Go ahead.
Come on. What? No, that's how you're supposed to serve the joy, peace, and gladness. Did you hear what I said? So I asked you. Basically, when the Lord asks you to do something, how does He ask a person to do it? Basically. What you got, Big? Shout out, man. It's gonna be a confirmation. There's 2 or 3 witnesses. You know, He got the witnesses. What?
Say, give your son.
Oh, wait a minute. What you say?
Son do it.
It's gonna give you a sign. It's more than that. What you got? Yeah. Let's read it right there. See what they say.
The book of Job, chapter 33, and verse 14. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night.
So He said, God speaking once, speaking twice. Right? Okay. Let me ask y'all, brothers and sisters, something. When y'all be at home and y'all sitting in front of the TV, or y'all looking at y'all phone, Facebook showed it. And some say, I don't pick that Bible up and read, brothers. That's the first time. You go in there, you start cooking something, you watch it. I don't pick that Bible up and read. That's when you need to be listening. Huh? That's when it's time to argue. That's when it's time to listen. They say, hey, you know what? Hey man, this brother, man, call this brother, man. Call this brother. Dang, man, this brother on my spirit. Call this brother. It's time to listen. Because sometimes we don't listen. Then all of a sudden you see about 2 weeks come by, like that brother call you. You like, dang, brother, man, he was on my spirit to call you last week. That means the Lord showed you didn't listen. You brothers and sisters get that. Yeah, you get that. That's how the Lord give it to us. I gotta start paying attention. Everybody want to be, I can discern spirits, and I know I see the spirit. No, but you see the simplest thing that the Lord asking us to do. You think you can listen to the Lord? You can discern. You can't discern nothing. You ain't have to go and He tell you go read. Guess what? Go read you a couple verses or something, a chapter or something. Just do what He tells you to do. He's not gonna give you much if you can't do the little. It's about building, brother. Sisters, it's about building. This is time to build out. This is time to build out. If you want to stay in the truth, you got to build. You got to be able to listen, man. You got to be able to listen. I didn't get anything. So I know I had got myself back in the mode. I started reading. I go to sleep. I said, I rebuke that. I rebuke it. Because they can come back around. Don't think that it can't come back around, brothers. Y'all understand it? Sisters, y'all understand it? That spirit can come back around on you. It's your job to fight that spirit off when it come on you. Whatever spirit that you had once before, it will return. And it's going to see if your house is swept and gone. Y'all brother get that. The spirit going to return because it's going for a season. It's going to come back. I don't care. I ain't smoked a cigarette in over 12 years. But guess what? I feel like this sometimes. And I don't know why. I can eat a good meal. Guess what? If I'm supposed to weed, you know what? You can eat a good meal. You want to, guess what? You can feel it. Yeah. That's the same feeling if a brother cut off his leg. Guess what? If you get his leg or his hand cut off, guess what? you still have that feeling as if you got a leg there. They call a phantom leg. Look it up. It's called a phantom leg. If you cut a leg off, you still feel it. Right? You still feel it. You will never not feel that. You will always feel that leg. It might not be there, but you will always feel it. It's called a phantom leg. Yeah, it's crazy. I know because I talked to a brother for a couple of years, boy. He had the last time we seen him, he had his leg. But now he don't have his leg. He got one of his legs cut off. And he said, oh man, this thing hurts so bad. I feel like I got my other leg. It's just in pain. It's called a phantom leg, yes. So don't think that you don't think. Brothers and sisters, you listen, you got to listen. Come on. Let's finish Ezekiel 36. Read that out.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you,
Right?
and cause you to walk in my statutes.
And cause you, meaning to try you to walk in my, I'm going to put my spirit in you, and I'm going to cause you. I mean, I'm going to be giving you instructions. I'm going to seal it in you. You got to do it. Right? Read.
To walk in my statutes. Ye shall keep my judgments and do
And
them.
ye shall keep God's judgments and do them. Read.
Come. Ye shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. Ye shall be my people, and I will be your God.
This is what we built the house for. So we call on our God. Guess what our God gonna do? He gonna come and he'll come and show out too on any and everybody. This is what I pray to the Lord that he come in. These heathens don't want to give my ark a job. Whatever I pray for, to come to pass. They don't want to give my ark a job. Lord, I pray that you give their jobs. Right? I had a little bit more to go into, but I don't want to touch it. Lord said they kind of rest a little bit. Y'all good? We go a little bit further. Go a little bit further. Then. Let's go to Genesis chapter 41. I ain't scared of it. Try me out, see if I got some more. Genesis chapter 41. It's a pretty good read, too. Genesis chapter 41, verse 15.
Book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 15. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph,
What did he say?
I have dreamed a dream,
He said, I dreamed a dream. Read.
and there is none that can interpret
And
it.
he said, none that can interpret this dream, right? Read.
I have heard, say that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh,
What did he say?
it is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace.
So guess what? Joseph said, no, it ain't me myself that can give you this answer. Any answer that we need, where we get it from? The Lord. He confirmed these things, man. He'll show us. Why you think Joseph was able to interpret a dream? Because the Lord gave it to him, man. You got to think he was standing in front of Pharaoh, man. He shaved, bald face. Man, I'm talking about he standing like an Egyptian. Because when you stand in front of the king, you should be groomed up. Or whatever manner, if you was Egypt, guess what? If they custom in Egypt was a shave they stuff, that's what you was going to do. You couldn't stand in front of them like that, you was going to die. But you got to think with Joseph, he with it. Right? But he could tell this dream. Watch this read.
Verse 17. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, in my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 kinds.
7 kinds. Read.
Fat flesh and well favored. And they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kinds came up after them.
This goes into so Pharaoh telling Joseph his dream. Right? What happened to Joseph? Give some backstory, because I always want to know if brothers know the history, man.
After the king.
Yeah. What you say, Ezekiel?
He was going to prison all the time. He had 2 servants, the baker and
That's right.
and he told the vision while in prison.
And they came back and told Pharaoh, okay.
What are those kinds? Kind. Those were cows. So you had good looking cows, right? And then you had the other kind that were malnourished. This is the drink. Go ahead.
Right, but we don't.
Come. And behold, 7 other kind came up after them, poor and very ill favored, and lean flesh, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness.
We don't.
And the lean and the ill favored kind did eat up the first 7 fat kind.
Man, just imagine somebody coming, they telling you this dream like this, and they want you to interpret this word, though. Just imagine somebody coming to you and they literally want you to, man, explain this to me. Right? But watch this reading.
Come. Verse 21. And when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke.
So guess what? Pharaoh seen his dream, so he awoke up out of it. He like, dang, what is that? Right? But watch this reading.
Come. Verse 22. And I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears withered thin and blessed with the east wind.
You see how these things is rolling like it shows 7 cows, and then 7 of them ate the other one. Then he showed them 7 corns, and 7 of them leaving. This is the Lord speaking to brothers. You see how he's speaking to them. This might be Pharaoh, but he's speaking because he talks in the ears of the kings, man. Right? But watch it. Read on.
Come. Verse 24. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears.
Read that again.
And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears.
So now the 7, you see how they show the 7 good, means 7 what bad cows, what devoured the what? The fat cow. Now the 7 thin devoured the what?
7 healthy.
The 7 healthy ears, right? So it's giving them, it might be, for some of the visions, like I say, it might be into, it's saying it for the cow one way, but not saying for the thing, but it's saying the same thing. Y'all see it as it's going, but it's saying the same thing. But read.
Come. And I told this unto the magician, but there was none that could declare it to me.
So he told this to the magician. Just think about it. He had all these people come through, and nobody could tell him nothing. Giving them wrong information. But he already knew this brother Joseph, he had something different on him. Just like with us, the Lord these people see something different on you. Right? But the Lord got to trust you when you go around the person. I ain't telling you to go interpret a dream, but he got to trust you when you're dealing with people that you're going to deal the right way. Right? Yeah, so read on.
Come. Verse 26. So like in verse 25. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one.
He said this dream, it might say it 2 different ways, but this is just one dream. It's telling you the same thing over and over again. It's about 2 or 3 witnesses. Y'all brothers understand that? So Joseph automatically knew what? It came from the Lord. He said that dream is one. There was one bad ate up the good twice. But it just said it 2 different ways. Y'all understand it? Well, read it.
God had showed Pharaoh what he's about to do. The 7 good kind are 7 years. The 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one.
He said the dream is one, meaning it means the same thing. Right? Read.
And the 7 thin and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears, blessed with the east wind, shall be 7 years of famine.
So he's going into telling them you're going to go into 7 years of famine. Right? Read.
Come. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh, what God is about to do. He showed it unto Pharaoh.
So he telling him, he said, what the Lord said he's going to do, you might not understand it, but I understand it. But he showed it to you, though. Right? Read.
Come. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt. and the famine shall consume the land.
So that meaning what? When, just like you explained it to them, all these good years that you have, when the bad years come around, people gonna forget about that. Think about us in this walk. Sometimes people be forgetting about all the good that you done did. Because guess what? The wind beating vehemently on. They forget about it sometimes, right? But watch it. He still kept coming with a plan to do what? Watch this. This is the same thing we were talking about, how you store stuff up for yourself. You got to be able to store it up, brothers. So y'all got to be able to store that thing up. Right? Read.
Verse 31. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following.
By reason of that famine following. Right? They ain't going to be able to know how good you was eating. Because this famine is going to be tough on you. Read.
For it shall be very grievous.
It's going to be grievous. Read.
And for that dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice.
It was doubled unto you twice. Read.
It is because the thing is established by God.
Y'all see that, brother? Yes. Yes, in the face, right?
Look, what precept go there from the door? The bruise got attention. What precept go there, twin?
Oh, God.
Who's gonna be locked in that thing? Big, what precept go there? Read verse 32 again.
Come. And for that dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God.
Just brought the precept out. Go 33 and 13. All praise. Who brought the precept out? 14. That was done. That's right. 14. Who's got to be in tune with that? 14. 14. 14.
What's the other precept, Bob?
Yes.
You say what?
13:1.
2 Corinthians 13 and 1.
Deuteronomy.
Everybody going to the fans, then.
Yeah.
Call them out for them, Bruce.
Okay. It's 2 Corinthians 13:1. Then also the Deuteronomy 19:15.
19:15.
I ain't had to run 19 and 15 beside it. I wrote it down then. We think somebody proficient in it, you know. Right.
Don't have to need it again.
13 and 1.
This is for
2 Corinthians 13.
this is for Genesis 41 to 32, right?
Yeah.
Let the distraction spirit get
I'm trying to tell you. So if you ain't got that book down, get what your ass to do. Write it down. Oh. What was the first precept? Job 33 and 14. So we did Job 33 and 14, Deuteronomy 19 and 15, and 2 Corinthians 13 and 1. Let's go back where we at. Genesis 41 and 33. We ain't gonna look at the screen, but I'll get a spirit on it. Yeah, precept. Well, look, I be getting chance to write down a lot, man. I can't even lie. You do a good job.
all praise for Moses.
Boy, I'm talking about shout out to Brother Moses, but you sure hit me out, boy. I be like, what the fool? If I had to walk away and do something, come back. I ain't gonna worry about it. I already know I'm gonna write that down. Brother Moses got that going on.
Yeah,
Boy.
let's go.
Yeah. And we find out. Look up on me. Get up on us, boy. But anyway, let's go to Genesis 41:33.
Book of Genesis, chapter 41, and verse 33. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt.
Right, read.
Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land,
Right.
and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years, and let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities, and their food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine.
So I'm gonna tell you, that's the reason why when you set things in order, when you in tune with the Most High, you set that thing in order. He didn't just interpret the dream. What did Joseph? Pharaoh just wanted the interpretation of the dream. This is what the other nations need us for. Brothers better understand this, man. How the mic that we got in our hand. Sisters better understand this. This is what they need us for. We don't just they act for this part, but they don't know that what the Spirit of the Lord got in us, how much farther we go. Right? They don't know that. Only thing they know is that, oh, brother, can you make me a plastic bottle? Okay, brother made a plastic bottle with a cap and a label and put water in it and everything. What? Hey, this thing on there did everything. Yes. Because we like it. We are the salt of the world. They need this. But you see how the work continues? He let them know. He let him know from the front to the back what you're supposed to do. So guess what, Pharaoh? Guess what he ended up doing? He listened to him because he was confident enough. He said, "This dude is working with the Lord." Right? Watch how you go though. Read it.
Verse 37. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this? Is a man in whom the Spirit of God is. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God has showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art.
Right, read.
So thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
So he said the only person that will be over you is me. This is how we get down. But brothers, him doing this, what happened when he did this and he stayed in order with the Lord, what happened? He was later helped to save his own family. Brothers better understand how the Lord works. You can't see it. You can't see everything the Lord wants from you, but you in order with him, you can't see it. You be like, man, I just don't want it. You can't see it. Just do what's commanded you did. Guess what? Let the Lord do his part. He's gonna show you. Right? That's what brothers and sisters got to understand. Go ahead, huh?
And in verse 38, and Pharaoh said unto his servant, can we find such a one as this man in whom the Spirit of God is? What is that spirit that Joseph had? We're going to precept on that spirit that he had. What is that spirit that he had? While y'all looking for, I'm going to give y'all one. Let's go to Isaiah 11 and verse 2. This is that spirit that the heathen nations be looking for upon us, man. Right? Read this out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon me.
And this is going to Christ, right? The Lord is giving us this. If we have a foundation on Christ, and we let Christ be our example, Christ is the word of God, he is the law. That means if we're keeping the laws, then the Lord will put his spirit upon you. Read it again.
Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon me. The Spirit of wisdom.
The Spirit of what?
The Spirit of wisdom.
The Spirit of wisdom was upon Joseph. Read on.
And understanding.
And understanding. He had the Spirit of wisdom and understanding on him. He was wiser than all the magicians, right? he was the only one to be able to interpret and understand this thing. Why? Because he had the spirit to read.
In understanding, the spirit of counsel.
The spirit of what?
The spirit of counsel.
The spirit of counsel. Because guess what? When Joseph asked him, "Hey man, can I find a man?" What it? I mean, when Pharaoh asked Joseph, he said, "Man, can I find a man to do this?" What did Joseph say? Do you remember we just read it? He said, "Can I find a man?" Who did Joseph say that the understanding came from? The Most High God, man. Right? This is of counsel because some people, oh yeah, I can get it. Joseph, if he didn't have the understanding of being a spirit, he said, "Yeah, I can do it." But the first thing that Joseph let him know is, guess what? This is the spirit of the Lord, right? The Lord is going to be able to unlock this thing through me, right? Go ahead.
The spirit of counsel and might read the spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord.
Because these are all the things that we have to be equipped with in order to what? Strengthen ourselves in this walk, man. A lot of people don't like counsel, right? They don't want nobody to say, can't nobody tell me nothing, right? You got to have that might because there's going to be a lot of things in this truth that's going to try to deter you and weaken you, man. But you got to have a spirit of strength and might upon you, man. This is all that Joseph had up in him, right? Counsel, understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and most importantly, the fear of the Lord. I bet not put myself out here and let you know I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna let you know off the muscle. Yeah, this is the Most High God gonna give me this understanding. But yeah, well, go ahead. I'm just letting you know off the muscle. This is gonna be the Lord's doing right here. I'm just a vessel, right? This is the spirit that we want to have. This is the spirit that Joseph had, right? Make sure y'all put that down for the spirit that Joseph had up in him and the spirit that we need to have, right?
Isaiah 11:2.
What was you? Did you say Daniel?
Daniel 4:18.
Oh yeah. But yeah, put it for that 38, yeah. When he asked him who and such a man, the spirit of God is in, right? Another precept, you can write it down, Sirach 39. Sirach 39:6. Those are two precepts to show the understanding of the spirit that the Lord uses within us if we are what? Keeping the commandments, if we fear him, if we're on the right track, right? We'll have this spirit within us. Sirach 39:6 says, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences, right? Dreams were incorporated in that wise sentence, right? He had the understanding of these wise sentences, right? To be able to break down things. So that's another precept. Go ahead.
Let's go back to Genesis chapter 41. Because, like you say, he was able to save his family out of those things. But it's one thing that came about in this thing, too. That changed some history. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite, yeah.
Genesis chapter 41, start at verse 50.
Yeah.
So this is after the seven plenty years came around, because this happened is according to what the Joseph had told what the Most High said. This happened exactly how the Lord said it. But verse 50, watch this.
The book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 50. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons.
Joseph was born 2 sons. Read.
Before the years of famine came.
Before the years of famine came. Brothers better pay attention to this, man. So this thing heavy, man. Read.
Come, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of his firstborn Manasseh.
Bro, y'all better pay attention. This thing, it's building a nation. Brothers better be paying attention. He called. This is happening during the dream that the Lord said the Pharaoh was supposed to be going through. This happened during this time. Just to give you, so when you get the breakdown, when you like I was going through Camp 101, bro, should be writing that thing beside that thing, man. This is when this is taking place, right? It says in what? Read that again.
In verse 51. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh.
He called the first name of the firstborn Manasseh. Read.
For God said he had made me forget all my toil in all my father's house.
Brothers, did y'all see this? Brothers, we want y'all to see it, right? Verse 52.
Verse 52. In the name of the second called he Ephraim. For God had caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction.
Guess what? Brothers better pay attention. What am I asking? Let me see your brother too. What am I asking?
Yeah, the head.
Say what? Yeah, we know the Lord tribe, but we know,
Going into the blessing.
huh?
You're talking about the blessing. Who got it first and why? The angels being there to keep it in order.
No,
No?
that ain't what I'm asking. What I'm asking, twin? Huh? It's giving us a characteristic. I mean, this always. But what am I asking, bro? He didn't choose Joseph. Brothers, pay attention. He didn't choose Joseph. He chose his what? Seed after him. So he didn't out of Jacob's children. Guess what? Joseph didn't get a lot. But the Lord forgot all. He said in Manasseh. He said, he had made me forget all my toil that he grew up in the what? In Pharaoh's house. Right? Yes. Those that pay attention. And that's why the Lord, just think about what we ask for brothers. Manasseh and Ephraim. When Jacob, the grandfather, was trying to put his hand on Manasseh's head, what did Joseph kept doing? He tried to move it. He said, no, he kept putting his hand, he kept putting it on Ephraim, but he wanted to put it on Manasseh. Manasseh, my firstborn, what are you doing? Manasseh, my firstborn. The Lord said, no, I won't vote for him. But Joseph being in order, he got to use the things that's in order, brothers. Get this. He got to be able to use the things that's in order. That's what we're going into. Right? He's got to make sure that he's getting the things in order. So while Joseph doing the right thing, he interpreted the dream, he did what he's supposed to do, and the Lord chose him. We're supposed to get there. So now the Lord can use Joseph. Because I know what Joseph's gonna do. Joseph's gonna do what? He'll hear. He's gonna hearken. Not just him, his seed after him. Brothers and sisters, get there. Last precept, Acts 14. Acts 14 and verse number 22. Last precept. Well, it ain't the last, but I gotta get the law. Acts 14 and 22.
Book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, read, enter into the kingdom of God.
This is what the Lord said we're gonna have to do. Through much tribulation, we will be going through things in this truth. Through much tribulation, this is how we enter into the kingdom of God. You're just not gonna come into the kingdom of God thinking that he ain't gonna have to wipe your tears away. He's gonna have to really wipe your tears away. Through much tribulation, we will be going through this thing, bro. Thank you, brother, sister, tuning in. Y'all like, y'all share the video. Help us push this truth around the four corners of the earth. Help us push this truth. The law that we got, I think I'm going to statue. It's a law too. Exodus chapter 20, verse 23. Hope you brothers and sisters got edified today. Like I say, thank y'all for tuning in and being patient with us. Hey, it's time to build those spirits back up, man. We in the new year. Hey, we in the new year. We see how this world is going. See the Lord done turned up. It's time for you to turn up too. Right? Go harder for the Lord, man. Read this out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 23. You shall not make with me gods of silver.
So the Lord said, you should not make with me. When he's saying make with me, meaning you'll put these things beside me or over. There's only one God. You can't put nothing beside him, right? Except it's only dear son, right? Read.
Neither shall you make unto you gods of gold.
Neither shall you make gods of silver, gods of gold. Why? Because those things are what, brother? idols. And to come set these things up in your spirit. With that, we give all honor and praise to the Most High and the Son, Yahushua. Shabbat Shalom.